A cafe conversation. A cafe conversation. It's a cafe conversation in the ladies' room. 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 A cafe conversation in the ladies' room.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome back to Cafe Conversations with the Ladies Room. Hey, Samantha! I'm so happy you're back.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here.
In case you didn't know, this is Cafe Conversations with the Ladies Room. I'm your host, Cherise, and this is my co-host, the one, the only, Juicy. We kind of happy right now because I'm going to tell you 10 minutes ago, I don't know if you were out here. I don't know what's happening in New York, New Jersey, but I know here in Pennsylvania, it was raining like it had no sense.
Raining like it had no sense. I was driving in it.
I was upset.
I was too.
I was upset.
'Cause I don't do rain.
No.
Snow, sleet, hail.
Doesn't.
I stay home.
Well, no, you couldn't stay home today because
No,
I
I
needed
can't.
you here in
I
the
can't stay home
cafe.
today. That's
Okay,
right. That's
because
why I
we
was
got
out
some stuff to talk about. We
Yeah, a
got
little
some
bit.
stuff to talk
Little
about.
bit.
You know, but we are so happy you all made it with us. Hello to everybody out in the cafe. I'm glad you made it. I hope you all snuggly and comfy and everything because we're going to talk about some good things going on today and everything. But first, we gonna let Juicy, okay, or Samantha. What?
No,
What?
we gonna talk about current events. I'm not prepared for that today.
What?
Thank you. Sorry.
No, you're not supposed to say that.
I'm sorry.
She
I'm sorry.
wasn't supposed to say that, y'all.
I said it though because
She
I
wasn't-
keep it real.
okay.
I keep it
All
real.
right.
I was rushing. I'm breathing heavy because
see
I'm
this.
I'm a little messed up.
All right.
But I made it.
We're gonna excuse her today. How about that?
And I'm hungry.
We're gonna excuse her today, but we're gonna move on.
Thank you.
Okay? We're gonna
Thank
move
you.
on. So
You're such a sweetie.
today our conversation is gonna be about us.
Let's do
About
it.
us.
That's why I didn't
You
want to
know
say
why?
nothing else.
This our favorite topic, us.
We do
I
it all
don't know
day.
about yours. I don't know about yours, but my favorite topic is me. Okay, but even more so, we gonna talk about
What?
more of us. Okay, we're gonna talk about more of us.
Yes, let's do that.
Tonight's show. Okay, seriously speaking, tonight's show is called "Carrying the Weight of the World on Your Shoulders." Cause I got some. I feel it all up in here.
Girl,
Okay.
I got a massage in Antigua, and I
Ooh.
don't feel nothing right now.
Oh, okay, you lose.
I get it.
You lose.
I guess it.
I
though.
got you. You know, but we're gonna talk about carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders and living up to other people's expectations. But how does that affect you? How does that affect us? Always having to live up to other people's expectations. So we're gonna talk about that tonight because I'm almost sure many of you out in the cafe tonight, okay, is carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders, whether it's your family, your job, your kids, your love life, your marriage, your relationship, you know.
sure. And I need to know when you are carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders, what does that do for the world?
Ooh.
We know what it does to us. But
Ooh.
what does it do to the world?
Ask that question again.
We will.
Ask
we will.
that
We gonna get
question
this,
again.
This show popping right now.
That's
We gonna
that's
say it
what
again.
I'm
We
talking
gonna say
about.
it
They
again.
ready. All right. So if y'all ready, we ready. Here we go. Okay? We've all felt the pressures trying to live up to the expectation of others. Sometimes the expectation gets to be so high and the pressure to deliver on those expectations get to be overwhelming and feel as if you are carrying the weight of the world on your shoulder. But to what expense to yourself? what expense to yourself? And I want to start with, I'm almost sure you all have been watching the Olympics. Okay? You all have been watching the Olympics. My baby Simone Biles. I'm just okay. So for those who don't know, and maybe you haven't been watching the Olympics, Simone Biles is she the number one grand? Okay, she is a 24-year-old gymnast representing the American team in the Olympics, and baby girl is doing her thing. She's doing her thing. She has what do you call them?
She has
Moves. Moves. We want the proper terminology.
maneuvers.
Yes, maneuvers. She has maneuvers named after her.
About 4 of them.
Okay, exactly. And one of them, she actually was able to accomplish that men weren't even able to accomplish. And that's what I'm talking. I mean, now here's the thing. I could do that.
You could do gymnastics?
I could do what she does.
Oh.
I just, because I just want her to have her spotlight.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, if it
Maybe
if
you
it
used
wasn't
to do
her,
it, and
if
you-
it wasn't her, then it would be me and
Right now or back in the day?
But I'm
Right-
just saying.
Right now or back in the day? Don't let me blow you up. Right
Okay.
now? You want to be her right now?
I'm just saying.
Girl, bye. And
I'm
she
just
is
saying,
heavily
no.
endorsed, too.
See, I know.
She's heavily
I
endorsed.
know.
That's what we
I
want.
know.
We want endorsements.
I know.
We want endorsements.
I'm
Cafe conversations.
So if you want to endorse Cafe
endorsements.
Conversations, if you like our conversation, hit us up. We're available. Okay,
Yes.
we want to talk to you.
And
but
we,
go ahead.
I just want to say we are acknowledging the comments, even though we cannot respond back as much as we'd like to. We see you guys, okay? I'm just saying.
Woo, okay, so back to Simone.
Yes, Simone.
So, baby girl, and I'm saying baby girl with no disrespect.
Right.
No disrespect.
That's a term of endearment.
Yes, she is, this week, she actually bowed out of continuing to compete in some of the categories because she is dealing with stress and she's carrying the weight of the world on her shoulders. There's the pressure on her to perform. There's the pressure on her to bring home the gold. There's the pressure on her to, carry the legacy that she's been carrying for years now.
Yes, it's also on the weight of her shoulders to perform to excellence.
Exactly. All the time.
All the time.
All the time. I think,
And that's been a challenge for her.
and even more so to do so because we're still in the midst of that COVID situation.
Right.
She's doing it without her family around her all the time,
Which is
and
difficult.
her mom, and I'm sure she has a close relationship with her teammates and her coach, but she's
the
not.
same.
It's not exactly. It's not as like your mom being there. And I know this week, I really, my heart went out to her because for her to have to make a decision like that, knowing a lot of people doing that, and, oh, you let us down, you were supposed to represent for us, and or like this, without thinking about what it's doing to her. So this is where that part of the question comes in at that how far are we supposed to go before we say,
No.
I can't do this anymore because the toll it's taking on me is not good. It's not healthy,
Right.
And the truth of the matter is, she goes out there and continues to fight against whatever mental health situations, and I'm going to say situations because she doesn't have a disease. She is now just overwhelmed and stressed, and her mental health is not in the state for her to be able to perform safely.
Right.
And so she's making a conscious decision to preserve herself.
And to say no, that she can't do it. And that's a problem for a lot of professionals, people who are athletes, because everyone's watching.
Exactly.
People are watching gymnastics to see her,
Right.
and she knows that.
Right.
So saying she can't, was another burden for her. Mm-hmm. And you know, I want to say, without your mental health, you have no physical health.
Amen.
She needs her physical health.
Amen.
Therefore, she needs her mental health.
Exactly.
And she did realize, with all the backlash of negativity, that the positive backlash let her become aware that she is a strong person and she is more to people than just her gymnastic
Amen.
talent. And
Amen.
that's a start in the right direction for her. I'm
Absolutely.
Sure. You know, she's gotten a lot of good feedback as well. The people that have given her some negative feedback, I think, just don't understand. They just, I don't want to call them no names or anything, but just saying, they just don't understand.
I think part of the problem is that people don't understand. You know,
They don't.
Human nature a lot of times kind of dictates, if it's not my problem, it's not a problem.
Right. My daughter has a saying,
Uh-huh.
not my monkey, not my circus.
Oh.
And I was like, Tiara, what you talking about? She always like, I just got to mind my business. You know, I ain't bothered with that person's problem, and, you know, yada, yada, yada. I'm, on the other hand, different, and try to take on people's problems sometimes. I'm learning, though.
Okay.
I'm learning. I haven't been doing it lately.
I got you.
I got my own problems.
Okay.
But I just know that people don't understand, like you said, mental health. And
That and also too, the other issue is that some people just don't care. It's a selfish type of situation where
Yeah.
people are like, well, you know what? She should have just pushed through it. She should have been able to still perform because if she was an actress, you know, she would still need to go on stage because the show goes on, okay? Because
Absolutely.
she's getting paid, okay? And people are looking at the money, you know, and
That's
not so
exactly
much
what
as
they're
the
looking for.
person and stuff. And I don't envy her.
Yeah, I know.
For the position that she's in.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, would I love to be as great as she is, you know, in what she's doing? Absolutely. You know, but I don't envy everything else that comes along with that. And people don't understand what comes along with that. It's not just the performance that you see, you know, the day that they do that section in the Olympics.
Yeah.
It's all the days prior to that. The nights she don't sleep, the nights that she's awake, the nights that she just wants to be a 24-year-old woman and have a normal life, but she can't because she is this Olympic superstar and has to live up to the expectations of her coach and her team and the United States and the world. You know,
Yeah.
so
I like the fact that you said she doesn't have an illness. And I say that because when you are able to speak up, when your mental health is compromised, you know. And the reason why I think she knows so soon and so early before it got any worse or did become an illness is
Right.
because you have to let your emotional intelligence let you know there's a problem.
yeah.
You have to let your physical tell you there's a problem, and she's quick on that because
Yeah.
she's physically doing things all the time, you know.
And
But-
I applaud her also for coming out and saying, I can't do this.
Yeah.
My head's not right, and so my body is not going to
acting
be
right.
right. You know, and I really wouldn't want her to, because she wants to be able to, you know, make other people happy. I wouldn't want her to go hurt herself, because now that's a different conversation for whomever, you know. Oh, well, if she wasn't, you know, if she didn't think she could do it, why didn't she say that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a no-win situation for her, unfortunately. And I mean, I think celebrities on a whole kind of are stuck between a rock and a hard place, because they always have to live up to someone's expectations.
Which
you
is
know?
the title of the show.
Right. You know.
Yeah, they have to, you know.
Yeah, they all, you know,
And
they
everyone's expectation is different. And how are you to know all of that to enable you to live up to the world's expectation of you? You can't know everyone's expectations because they're all different.
Yeah. but the majority has a big mouth.
True.
You know what I'm saying? And the truth of the matter is, it only takes one to speak up, and then you get everybody else like, here, I concur, So with that being said, you kind of hear it without necessarily hearing it, But we wish her the best. We also wish Naomi Osaka. Okay, and this
She's good. She's number 2.
Yes, and this is another young lady.
On tennis, I'm sorry. On tennis.
Yeah, she's the number 2 player in the world in tennis. Okay, and she is another one who stood up this week.
That's right.
I think it was this week or last week, but might have been earlier this week, and said, that's it. She was having anxiety because in between matches, okay, she had to do interviews.
Wow.
Yeah, between matches. And it would make her nervous because in the interviews, there was always the questions of, well, how do you think you did? And how do you think you're going to do? And how do you match up against your opponent? And all this kind of stuff.
Right.
And it really made her feel as if like, well, gosh, whatever happened to just, well, good luck to you, But it's kind of more like subliminally read through the lines. If you don't win, we're coming for you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's probably what it felt like to her and stuff. I know that's what it would feel like to me.
Yeah.
I mean, just hearing the story, that's kind of what it feels like to me, that, people just kind of like, it's like being in the schoolyard. Okay, remember in the schoolyard, lunchtime?
No. Even better. It's like being on Facebook. And somebody hits you up and just start talking and don't even say good morning, good afternoon, good evening.
Yeah.
Feel some type of way sometimes.
That's what I'm saying. And it's like...
Not really, but it's an example. It's an example of what we're trying to say. You can't just attack people
without knowing.
In between their their stresses and their things going on and stuff without kind of coming for them in a less aggressive way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think that it helps when you're not so aggressive towards people that are under pressure.
Yeah, and I also think it's necessary to remember that they are people.
Yes.
I don't understand why celebrities, gymnasts, Olympic gold medalists are looked at as, it's like they have this Zeus complex hanging over them, that they're gods and they can overcome
way
and
all the
defeat.
time.
Right, exactly. And they're not. They're just people. They're people who are just carrying this burden of pleasing a whole bunch of people that don't know anything about them.
And you cannot see mental illness. You can't see that. So even though you're looking at these beautiful people and these talented people and these athletic people, you can't see mental illness, so you don't know what they're going through. A lot of celebrities, meaning singers and dancers and
actresses, actors,
they have a lot of mental illness, and they soothe it a lot of times with alcohol and drugs.
Absolutely.
So that they don't feel it and they can continue to perform. And of course, everyone knows what happens after that. You soon can't perform because then the drugs take over.
Exactly.
And God help them. So, yes, I'm just saying.
Yeah, but I want to, wish these 2 young ladies, as well as the rest of the Olympic team and everyone else who is competing, because we're talking, these are just 2 that came out, and said enough is enough. But, I'm almost sure that everyone who is competing and being a part of they're all going through something. Everybody's going through something at one point or another, and even the adults, they might be a little bit better, holding on to it, but then again, maybe not. So we wish you all well and everything.
A lot of life's adversities require a lot of mental stability. So everyone's always going through mental stability.
So I'm wondering, well, I did see on CNN when I was watching, coverage of the story and everything, I did see where they was talking to someone from the Olympic Association, and they were saying that because there is a rise in mental health concerns amongst the athletes, particularly the younger ones, like, because the gymnasts, they start training in their mid-teens.
I
Many
thought,
of
I thought you
them.
were gonna say like 3, 4.
No, well, I mean that too, but I mean I'm talking about for the
Real-
Olympics,
yeah,
like
yeah.
that aggressive training where
Right.
they're taken out of the home and
Okay.
they're
And they're living with coaches and one
exactly,
another
and you
and-
gotta
okay.
you have a tutor on the road and
Okay.
all this kind of stuff. In their mid-teens, by their early 20s, they're
They're grown up. They're just
literally in that context, they are grown up. And one of the things that with Simone Biles that we did hear was that, like, they would call her I think it was something to the effect of her being like a grandmother in
in
gymnastics, because she's amongst the older athletes at 24, and that she was like
That's not a nice word, grandma.
no, grandma's a great word,
No,
but I'm just
I don't
saying,
let-
not how they were using
Yeah,
it.
but I'm just saying, you don't call some young girl grandma in anything. That's horrible.
Well, I mean,
I
this
didn't
is
hear that.
and
That's
this is probably what this is probably contributing to what she's already going through, to know also that she is getting older.
None of my
and
grandkids call me grandma. Just saying.
Okay.
That's right. I'm Nana.
Oh,
I'm grandma.
all right.
That's
then.
right.
Um,
But anyways, yeah, that's just a little aggressive. Calling her that.
Yeah, it is, but it's also a mental tactic.
Yes.
Think about in
Yes.
basketball.
It's calling you old.
Yeah, but think about in basketball, there's a basketball game, you run by, and somebody runs by and be like, I don't know. I mean, they say something offensive to you to distract you from what you're doing at the moment. I'm thinking, mind games are a trip,
Yes.
and people play them everywhere all the time.
I'm just gonna change the subject real quick because mind games are serious.
Mm-hmm.
My husband plays them. So I'm gonna tell you he's very good at pool, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he used to be in pool tournaments, but he talks a lot because he's talking the opponent out of his game. And we went to a pool tournament, and this was always with motorcycle clubs, not real pool tournaments. They were motorcycle club tournaments. And we went to a club, and they told him that he couldn't talk at the game because it was too much
He's
of a
known.
distraction.
He's known.
He's known to talk you out your game. And that's how you can really be aware that, it's mind games. People can really play on you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, okay. Oh, we have a disagreement from one of our ladies in the cafe and stuff. Grand, in my opinion, means above all. Okay. All right. I see you. I see you. Okay. You're right. Grand does mean above all.
Yes,
You
yes.
know, and she
is
is above the rest. She is above the rest, and people,
In a positive way, absolutely, she really is.
And I think a
She
lot of
is.
it too is that people
Grand.
people
All right.
want her title.
They do.
They want her title.
They want her grandma title.
These
Okay.
these other young ladies that are coming up behind her, like, okay, she's had it for years and years and years. Enough. It's my turn. What can I do to make her kind of say, all right, you know what? I'm a bow.
Right.
I'm about gracefully, So I'm really happy that she bowed on her own recognizances as opposed to
Being forced out.
being forced
or
out.
losing or hurting herself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
I agree.
But I want to look at this from another aspect.
Let's do
the
it.
same topic
Let's
from
do
another
it.
aspect, because yes, we do know that celebrities carry the weight of the world on their shoulders. But where's our? How about us?
Regular old
because
people,
regular
yes.
old people every day. I know I do, and I have for an extremely long time. I am known to really put myself to the side to help everybody else, and lose
You
sleep,
are not
lose
alone.
money, lose sleep, lose money and put me on the back burner, and I will be tired, dead dog tired, don't feel well, or just it'll be my day off. I will declare it. I'm taking a day off. I'm not doing nothing. I'm gonna stay home. I'm gonna stay on the sofa. That's right. I'm gonna watch Game of Thrones for the 8th time, all 8 seasons. I'm binge watching.
Yes.
Okay, HBO, y'all, HBO. Okay, binge watching and all like that. But somebody will call and say, hey,
I need you.
is this the Everybody Eats project?
We love the Everybody Eats project.
Yes. Is this the Everybody Eats project? Yes, it is. Hi, this is Sharice. How can I help you? And then
You get up off the couch. That's
I'm
right.
off and running.
Because you call me.
Exactly, right.
Yeah,
So
and we go.
Exactly. So I want to talk a little bit about us, because we too just trying to get through our everyday lives, raising our children. I mean, that right there is like
That burden is like no other.
and it's the ultimate sacrifice of self.
Yes.
It's the ultimate sacrifice. Because think about all the things you give up, and hair, nails, things like that.
Why you said that, Sharice?
You
Why
hair-
you looked at my nails.
But
why?
I'm just saying, hair, nails, facials, those are minor things compared to the nights possibly losing your job because you have a sick child. You know what I'm saying?
Or just losing sleep because you have a sick
yes.
child.
Or
I've
just
been
a child that doesn't sleep.
I've been in emergency rooms getting doctor's notes because I can't go to work the next day.
Yeah.
Can't go to work because I didn't sleep.
Exactly.
Baby in the emergency room.
Yes.
Yes.
And again, what kind of toll does that take on you? You know what I'm saying? And at what point, because my kid's grown now.
Yeah, mine too.
They're grown now. But even in their grownness,
They
call and say, Ma, I need you. And Ma is up and running.
They call. Yes, they do.
Up and
You're
running.
never not a parent.
And I'll tell you, okay, I'll give you a specific instance, and it's a good thing. But
it's still a burden.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Baby girl got a new apartment.
Right.
Okay.
Congratulations to her.
Thank you. And we moved her yesterday. We could not get a moving company. No.
Ooh.
Okay, we could not get a moving company. So I ended
Is that
up
a COVID thing?
No, just nobody's
just
available
available.
because
Okay.
all right, so here's the thing. The moratorium is actually, I believe, expiring either early August or the 31st of July.
Okay.
So a lot of people are now being evicted out of their homes.
Oh,
they
no.
have to move and like this.
no.
And we
I ain't
gotta
ready.
we gotta keep it real. We gotta keep it real because this is what's happening.
Okay.
In the city of Philadelphia, I called 15 different moving companies and nobody had a truck until the middle of September.
What?
Because
everybody's moving out.
Everybody's moving out.
Oh, wow.
They can't afford those apartments anymore. The rents are going up. You know what I'm saying? Or they're so backed up in rent till they can't pay it.
And the program, the moratorium you called it,
Yeah.
I know for a fact, have a long list of people still waiting to receive their benefits. So obviously the landlords are not receiving the money, even though people are qualifying.
Yeah,
they
that's
just
the
haven't-
housing funding assistance.
I mean, even out here.
Yeah.
So not New York City housing per se, but any type of housing, apartment housing.
Yeah, and anybody
houses,
who applied for
assistance to pay their rent.
is still waiting.
Yes, there are people still waiting.
And landlords at this point are like, okay, well, if you can't pay it, I've been waiting for months. You can't pay it. Yeah. We know if you couldn't pay the back rent, they're assuming you can't pay it going forward.
If you don't have your job back and things
right,
like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, or a new job.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And let's be realistic. I'm sure many people got that first $1,200 and then they got a second $1,200.
Yeah,
and
but that's just,
something like that.
That's just living.
What is $2,400 going to do for you?
Right.
What was $1,200 going to do for you if you're backed up 3 months on $1,200 or $1,500 rent?
A month rent.
Okay. What was $1,200 supposed to do for you? So now you got $1,200 and now you got to figure out, what am I going to do? Am I going to pay part of the rent so I could stay an extra 30 days? Or am I now going to pay the utilities so I could keep the lights on or whatever? Or am I going to buy food and then we can eat in the dark in the house that we might be getting evicted out of? Like, there are so many decisions.
Well, this pandemic has definitely put worldly problems on everyone's shoulders.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
we're all carrying a bit of
globes
stuff. Yeah,
like
yeah,
globes, honestly, like this, okay? and not in Atlas style. It's more like, head down, holding it like this, like, okay, what am I going to do?
Yeah,
And it's sad. It's sad because I really wish I am on some Michael Jackson status. I really want to heal the world and stuff, but
I feel like
unfortunately,
that
we
too.
can't.
I've always felt like that, and you cannot.
We
You
can't,
really can't. And you can't even help everyone. That's why with our program, Everybody Eats, it's one family at a time.
It has to be one family
You
at
got
a
to
time.
figure it out. You got to figure out how to keep your sanity and keep that burden low, because you can't do it all.
Do you feel sometimes that we as women have more burden than maybe men do?
Yeah,
And I
do
know, and I know
sometimes.
y'all think that I tend
That's
to
not
go with
chauvinistic.
the male female thing a lot. And the only reason I do like to compare, sometimes is because a lot of times, and particularly now, you are finding in many of our communities and stuff, you have single parent households, and many of those single parent households are mamas.
Yes. Yes.
And so now mama has the responsibility of taking care of not only her kids. Well, school was closed,
Right.
so she was now mom, teacher, breadwinner, cook, housekeeper, babysitter.
Mm-hmm.
And I could imagine what that did for her mental state of mind, especially if she had multiple children, because you can't just get up and walk away. You know what? I'm good. I'm going to go close the bathroom door for a moment, and I'm just going to run the water and act like I going, but I'm not really going. I just need a minute to myself.
Men have a different burden, and it's heavy. It is. Especially if they're good men, it's a heavy burden. But women, we have to take our hats off to one another, because we starting from the beginning, we are the ones who bear the children.
We
So-
carry them too.
We bear them, we deliver them.
Yeah.
They can't do that.
My
We
kids
can't do
my
that.
kids were watermelons. 8 pounds, 9 ounces. Okay.
I
Two
had
of them,
8'6", baby, too. Yeah,
two of them
that's a
were
problem.
20 inches, and my little girl was 21 and a half inches.
Yeah.
She was the biggest of them all. A little skinny thing now, but she's the biggest of them all.
Yeah, my
and
son was
everything.
8'6" and 21 inches.
But that's what I'm saying. And it was
ridiculous.
like, okay, and then, we carried this around for 9 months. We're like, whew, okay, I need to drop this load. Lord, I gotta drop this load in.
But that's a burden. That's a burden, because you that baby's inside of you 9 months. You got to feed the baby. You got to take care of the baby. You got to be careful. You got to, so, and then when it comes out, same thing. So we have a big burden on our shoulders from the very beginning, and then we work, we go to school.
So how is it that we can find the time to take care of us? Ooh, we have. Oh, I love it. Wait, I really need to
You
acknowledge.
did it 7 times?
I need to acknowledge the comment in the cafe 7 times. Up, girl. Because after 3, I was like, okay, I'm finished. Factory closed. I resign. Here is my resignation letter. I am done. Okay,
Just
so
like when I had my kids, the doctor kept saying, people don't have babies like this anymore. Don't you want an epidural? And I was like, no. So I just want to say, people don't have 7 kids anymore. So I applaud you. Yes, I do.
no, I mean,
If you're a young person, I don't know, because older people definitely used to have multiple
Well,
births.
my dad came from a big family. There
Yeah,
was
my
11 of
husband
them, and
did.
he was like the oldest. And I was like,
Yeah, my grandmother had 7
Dude,
kids.
grandma
It's
needed
just
a
that the
job.
younger generation, like ours, tend to not, and then
Well, that's because that globe is getting heavier. And roles are changing,
Yeah.
times are changing,
Yeah.
And it's sort of like
she said her husband looked at her and boom, she was pregnant.
right. That's how I say.
I'm
he
one of
needed
those
blinders
too.
on.
I'm one of
He needed
those too.
blinders
So
on. But
I
say
I
that-
hide.
Yeah, I say that about like our grandparents and great grandparents. Like, what? I don't understand. Like, and their kids were like not even a year apart.
Yeah, some of them.
11 months
True.
apart.
Yeah.
Like my brother and sister was 11 months apart,
Yeah.
and I was like, my mother was bugging. My mother was bugging.
I told my
And
daughter, you bumped your head. Hers
You
are
know?
13 months apart. Her last 2. I was like, girl.
No, like I didn't be
What are you
like,
doing?
I didn't be like, dude, it's not gonna happen.
My kids are 8.5 years apart.
Yeah.
You know I ain't want to do it.
That's what I'm saying. My kids are all 4 to 5 years apart, and I did that because if I was gonna be home with one and stuff, somebody had to go to school.
And somebody gonna help me.
Yes, somebody had to go. There was no way I could just. There was no way I could be in the house with like 3 kids all day long. I didn't have the mental capacity
stability.
for that. You know what? No, I was stable.
No, you become unstable.
Oh yeah,
with 3
no,
kids
I
at
mean
home.
yes, and stuff. And if they're all the same age,
Same age, 2 years apart, whatever they are. If they're all there together, girl, bye. I have a problem with a lot of kids. My daughter's always like, when you coming to get your grandkids? I'll be there. I'll call you when I'm ready.
Yeah.
And that's only 3.
Yeah. Mine ain't old enough yet.
But when we have all of them, we have 7. When they all together, Ricky got that because I lose my mind.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I don't even want to be in the kitchen.
I mean, just for them being little and being like all in.
They all different sizes, but still, some of them are little, some of them are bigger, but nobody could do for themselves like in the kitchen.
Gotcha.
I gotta be in the daggone kitchen.
And that's,
I don't
and that's
like
what
that.
I'm saying. Again, that globe rolls into your court.
Yes.
Okay, and you got to pick it up and put it on your shoulder.
I be
and
itching when but they coming. Oh God, all right.
you start getting an allergic reaction.
Yes. Help me, Bobby. Start praying. I be praying. Help me, Jesus. Help me, Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, mine is still too little. Mine is
okay.
still too little. I mean, Luna's giving me a run for my money.
Yeah.
She's giving me a run for my
Literally, you be running.
No, literally. Literally. And she chases me now.
Yes.
Okay? She chases me. And she cuts those corners around the kitchen a lot better than I do. You
They
know?
be talking about they not run. Like I am.
No.
They can't even tell.
And
Because
then-
I'm slow.
And then she's learned to double back
Yeah.
and go
Go the other way.
Yeah, so I'm still running around like this.
slow.
Okay? I'm still running around like this, and she's like,
I
and
got
scared
you.
me. Okay? But nah, love him to death. Love him
Yes,
to
love
death.
him to
But the responsibility on sorry, I have to just straighten up a little bit.
Yeah,
The
I can't.
the responsibility that lies on parental shoulders, just to and it's society's expectations of you too. Our kids have expectations from us, of course. Our kids expect that we're gonna be there when they need us. We're going to be there to feed them. We're going to be there to change them. When they cry, we're going to come. When they're hurt, we're going to make it better.
Right.
When it's time to go to school, we're going to walk them. We're going to pick them up. And at night, we're going to put them to bed. And then when they get older, they still rely on us to help guide them into, adulthood and do the things that we as adults have already done.
Yeah. And believe it or not, with that burden comes a lot of decision making, and we don't always make the right decisions, and we beat ourselves up about that.
That
And
too.
a lot of people, unfortunately, lose their mental stability. They just they do, because it's a lot and it's a struggle, and if you're alone, it's even worse. If you have no family, it's even worse. So
and it's true.
when you have no food, it's even worse. When you have no money, it's even worse. So things just trickle, and the
Yeah.
burden on your shoulder gets bigger and bigger and heavier and heavier. And people have to learn how to cry out for help, People have to learn how to speak up and say when they need help, which is why we developed again our Everybody Eats project, because we knew with the pandemic there were going to be people who did not receive money soon enough before the food ran out in the refrigerator,
Right.
and we stepped in. And it's just they had to call us though.
Yeah.
You know, we don't read minds and we don't know who needs help. So you gotta know and pay attention to yourself and ask for help so that you don't make too many wrong decisions and drastic decisions and hurt anybody or hurt yourself.
And I think a lot of it too is realize your limits. You know, we don't realize our limits. I am guilty of not realizing my limits, you know, because I can say, I will say, I don't
tired.
feel good. I'm tired. I'm aching. My back hurts. My head hurts. I hurt from head to toe. But we'll still try to push that little bit more. You know, we'll still try to do that little bit more, and feel guilty about it when I
You
can't.
don't. Yeah.
You know, and
I'm that
I
way.
mean, I'm almost sure. What about you guys in the cafe? I mean, do you suffer that guilt complex when you feel like
What's the daggone number to call?
you? This is true.
What number?
Ladies and gentlemen, we want to hear your voices. Give us a
this
call,
the number?
570
What's this number?
730 3060.
All right.
731. I'm sorry. 570 731 3060. Okay, I'm
Wait,
having
wait.
one of those moments.
I'm confused. Go ahead. Say it again.
570 731 3060.
Sorry, I didn't know the number, guys. But
Third
you guys,
time's the charm. Look at that. Third
you
time's
guys
the charm.
can call us and give us your input.
Yeah.
Just say hi.
And
That we're
interact in
doing
the
a great
conversation.
job talking to you guys out there. You know.
No, I don't know. I don't want
I
all
do.
that.
I do.
I want them to call me and tell me what they think.
Some
I want
people
to
are
know
not
what they're
comfortable
thinking.
doing it, but they'll call and say hi. Hi, Sharice.
Well,
Hi, Juicy.
But we have something to talk about.
We talking about it. I'm
Yeah,
just
but I
saying.
want them to talk to us
Get
about
them
this.
comfortable.
No,
Get
they
them
can say hi
comfortable.
later.
When they call, we'll ask them a question. See?
Okay.
See?
Okay.
See, I know what I'm doing. Go
Sounds
ahead.
like that. But how many of you, the question out there on the table is, how many of you actually suffer that guilt complex when it is that you decide you're going to take time for yourself, or you really, really need it, but there's someone else who's going, I need you too.
So guess
And
what
you say
happens?
no.
Guess what
Go ahead.
happens? You really can't help anybody if you don't help yourself.
Amen.
So we've got to pay attention to that. We've got to help ourselves first before we can help anybody else.
Absolutely.
And that's hard to understand within, because when you're a person who likes to help a lot at all costs, at any expense, never saying no, you tend to not pay attention to that.
Right,
And
right.
then when you break down and really can't, it hurts you probably worse than the person you can't help.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a problem.
Well, once again, the number is 570-731-3060. You know, we want to hear from you.
We want to hear from you.
We definitely want to hear from
Every
you
week.
and how it is that you get past the guilty feelings of being told that I need you, and but you need yourself. You need to preserve yourself.
Right,
You
right.
know, and is there a point where, you know, with, let's say, your grown child, hey, here's the other thing, because we have someone in the cafe who said that they don't have that complex anymore about the children, or about taking time for themselves. But another thing
Do we
that
know
I
who
was
that
thinking
is?
about,
Do you know who that is or no?
another thing I was thinking about is the simple fact that, what about with your relationship, your husband, your significant other?
I just want to
think-
co-sign with that person. That's all. That's all I was doing was co-signing, because I really, really, really had to learn that, and it took me a long time. I just had a birthday. Thank you, everyone, for all the birthday wishes. But I've gotten older and really, really, really had to pay attention to that on a serious note. I cannot continue to be happy with myself if I'm constantly making other people happy first. I have to first make me happy, then I can make everybody else happy.
Right.
You know,
Right.
I can try to comfort people, but I have to do me, and I really did. I did have to learn how to say no, and it's hard because people are not used to me saying no, especially my kids.
Absolutely.
Especially my kids. I have yet to learn how to say no to the grandkids, but I did learn how to say no to other people, and it's been a blessing to me because I do me a lot, a lot, and I do what makes me happy. Like I do this, we do the community service. That makes me happy. It takes a lot of time away from other things that I do, but I give the time back, and it's just pay attention to yourself, because if you don't, you won't be any good to anyone else.
Absolutely. I still haven't mastered the no yet.
Yeah, it's not easy.
I mean,
but
and it's hard for me to admit that because I'd like to be like, oh, I stand firm in
But
my
I don't-
convictions. And
I
this,
don't
that, and the
say
other.
no angrily at anything, at anyone.
No,
I don't.
it's
even,
not about being angrily.
Yeah.
It's not about being angry at all. I'm just saying I have not.
Uh-oh.
I'm sorry. I have not yet mastered being able to say no, I can't help you. And I think the reason for that is because I always, for whatever reason, kind of feel like if it were me, what would I want someone else to do, or what would I want someone else to say? And I do know I can't help everybody. I can't do, I need that day for myself, but I'll justify it by going, it'll only take an hour or 2
what?
hours or whatever.
I used to say that to myself. What if it was me? What would I want people to say? But you know what? Everyone has been born with the ability to think.
Right.
Those of us who are on their own and everything,
Right.
Everyone's born with the ability to think. If you don't force people to think their way through things, they'll always call you. They'll always depend on you. That is just a rule of thumb, too, in raising children. If you allow your children, and I'm not saying don't help your children, I help mine all the time, but if you don't allow them to figure things out and help themselves, they won't be able to do it, and they will always call you. And in my family, my grandmother used to say, don't have God move me for you to understand how to get it together, because the more you depend on me, the more he'll push me away,
Right.
so that you'll get it. And it doesn't literally mean that, because everybody goes when it's their time.
Right.
But her point was, you have to learn how to figure things out before you call me.
Right.
Try to do it first, and then tell me what you've done, and then see if I can help you.
Gotcha.
Same thing with the Everybody Eats Project. I always go back to that because we help so many people, and it's a blessing. But a lot of them will give us the story
Right.
of where they're at and what happened and why they can't feed themselves. And we don't need to know details and things like that. We will do it regardless. If you need it, we're there. But
Well,
with
the details help us to
accommodate them.
to treat the whole person.
Yes.
And going forward, one of the things that I realized we really need to do is we cannot treat symptoms of people. Now, we cannot treat everything.
Right.
But we have to be mindful of the whole person, because if there's one thing breaking down, usually things break down as a result of other stuff breaking down.
Right.
And so we need to know where those cracks are in the path so that we can possibly fill them in and get them back on track where, they don't have that complete breakdown where they're coming to us,
Right. It's
self-sustainability.
just like on your job, the burden of working every day and being, bombarded with different things at work. You have to be vocal. You have
Right.
to be able to tell, your boss what's going on or what you can and can't do or your capabilities, or even try first before you say anything. You know, things like that. It's just, it's, you know, it's a I don't want to say it's a game of life you play, but you have to kind of force people to think.
Right.
You just really do. Your children are not babies all their life. They
Nope.
become adults.
They do.
So even though we like to say, "Oh, that's my baby," and my baby is 30 years old, he's not a baby. It's not a literal sense. You know, you want to keep them, you know, in your, you know, attached to the umbilical cord thing, but you gotta let them go, because it helps you. It helps your mental. It helps your ability to take care of yourself. It gives you more time. You spending time with your 30-year-old kids doing what they need you to do, you don't have time for yourself.
This is true.
So
Absolutely
you have
true.
you have to cut the umbilical cord with kids, and you have to let them go. Just like when you have grandchildren, they are adorable, but they're not yours. They have parents.
Right.
So their parents need to do their thing with their children, and when you feel the need to be with them, you be with them. You
Right.
ask for them, because you can't take them. They're not yours.
This is true.
So I just have learned little things like that, and you know, I just have to, you know, I'm guilty of that hair and nail thing. You know what I'm saying? But I like that. So if it makes me happy,
and to be quite honest, I applaud it.
and you like shopping, and I like to go with you
I do,
because I
yeah.
love shopping too. So you know that makes
Yeah.
us feel good.
Shopping is a stress reliever for me. I'm
You should see her in
Oh,
the store. She be
shopping is a
getting
stress
it.
reliever
She be
for
getting
me,
it. I
I'm
can't even keep
telling
up with
you.
her. I be standing on the side sometime. I'm done because you
Yeah.
still looking.
I mean,
I'm
that,
like,
but I have to. I mean, it's something that just it's personal for me.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I'm gonna wear those clothes.
Yep.
I'm gonna,
Yep.
you know, I'm gonna look good in that.
That's right.
I'm gonna, you know, somebody's gonna turn around and be like, "Oh, you look nice today," and that's my compliment.
That's
You know
right.
what I'm saying?
That's
So
right.
shopping for me is it may sound a little bit selfish.
yeah, I like pocketbooks too.
But
Girl,
oh,
why? I can't.
yeah, I do too. But I like clothes better.
Yeah.
Clothes and shoes. You know.
I think I'm the whole damn package,
And then,
girl.
and then
I can't
strawberry
stop.
shortcake after. Oh, I'm
Oh,
sorry,
yeah.
we wasn't
Oh,
talking
yeah.
about that shopping.
Sorry.
But,
Yeah.
Okay, but see,
See?
shopping and eating. Okay, and I know, because
We go off topic every now and then because our minds are just
the
racing.
the healthy lifestyles things we are still
Yes.
doing that. We are. We
really
are because we do Zumba.
What's
what?
today? Thursday?
Ah,
I have had no carbs since Monday. I'm dying.
I had salad last
I'm
night.
dying. Yeah.
No. Don't get me to lying. I had chicken fettuccine alfredo at like 11 o'clock last night.
Well, wait. Well, let me confess then, because I stopped by Dunkin' Donuts. My girl over here wouldn't let me have my little iced coffee on the table. I was in the cafe with the wrong cup. It's all good.
You can't bring
But-
outside food into the cafe.
Okay, but I had, I think it's called a roll up, not a wrap. It's a roll up. It was not a lot of bread,
Okay.
so it was my first today from Monday. It's a flat thing that they roll ham and cheese in.
Oh, okay.
Cause I eat ham
Sounds
and
pretty
cheese.
good.
I eat ham and cheese rolled up with no bread,
Okay.
but this had the roll up thing. It was rolled up like a cigar.
Ah.
It was really little. You know, it's like it's really little, and it comes with two
Finger foods.
Yeah, yep, it comes two. I ate it in the car on the way here because I'm starving as we speak,
Yes.
and I'm thirsty.
Okay.
So
All right, we're gonna have to
that
feed
being
her,
said,
yo, because
we need to make a
she's
few
not
announcements.
herself when
We
she's
need-
hungry.
no, I need a
you
Snicker
know?
bar.
Okay. No, but seriously speaking, you know, just in culminating what we've been talking about, yes, we do know that we're all carrying our own part of the world, if not the world, on our shoulders. The important thing, though, is for us, like you said earlier, to recognize when that globe is too heavy, that burden is too heavy,
And say
and
something.
say hey, I got to step back from this and I got to take care of me now. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to continue to carry this load. Because the truth is, if so many people do depend on you, you can't do anything for someone else. Like you said, you can't do anything for anyone else
It's a
unless
reality check.
you
have
take
it
care of
written right
yourself
here.
first. So
Those last
first
two
and
statements.
foremost, remember that you come first. Okay? You come first. Take the time for you. Take the time for you. Don't abandon your own needs by trying to be so understanding to other people, and this is probably to myself. I probably should be looking in the mirror right now, okay? Because this is probably to me. You don't have to be so understanding to everyone else, because the truth of the matter is, yes, they may get upset because you said no, but they'll find another way. They will find another way. Yeah, and there is always another way. You're not the only option.
Because a lot of times people who help other people don't have anyone to help them. So obviously,
and that's
you
true.
find a way, which means others can find a way. Isn't it true?
I promise.
So we just want to say that saying no doesn't make you a bad person.
It
Don't
doesn't.
feel guilty.
Don't feel guilty about it. It's something that has to be done. Think of it like this. You pay bills because you have to, because you want to have that car. You want to be able to drive your car, so you keep your insurance. You want to be able to eat, so you buy food. Yeah. And you do the things that you need to do to keep the things that you absolutely need running on, powered, and all like that. Think of yourself and your body is the same way. Just like you need food and exercise and rest, you need to take time to take care of yourself. Self-preservation has to come first. And then think about everybody else. Finally, if there's anyone or yourself in need of food or any kind of assistance, the Everybody Eats Project is open. We're open every day. Okay, you can reach us at 570-223-4503. Call us, let us know what the situation is. We can help with food. We can help with clothing. If there are other circumstances that you are experiencing, we'll give us a call. We'll try to help you. And if we're unable to help you, we will refer you to someone who can. But do know there is someone here in your corner. Okay, you are not alone. You are not, and no, it has nothing to do with your income. It has nothing to do with how many people in your family. That doesn't matter. We want you to be healthy. We want your families to be healthy. We want your children to be healthy. And because of that, we are there to help you regardless of your circumstances.
And
okay?
Metamorphosis wants everyone to have a healthy living initiative. So we walk Monday, Wednesday, Saturday. And that's like around 8:45, 9 o'clock if you want to join us. We do Zumba with Tanya J. We do that on
Monday.
No.
Wednesday,
Friday, Saturday. That's when I go.
Yeah.
She does
Monday.
Zumba other days too.
Yeah. Well,
Right.
Metamorphosis is there Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Where's Monday?
Not Monday. Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
And she made an announcement Sunday that it will be, she made an announcement yesterday, that she will no longer be doing the Sundays
okay.
at the, what's that place called?
Oh, over at Shawnee Inn.
Shawnee Inn.
Aw.
Right. And I'm not even going to say why. I'll tell you later.
It's okay.
But we are not doing Sundays at Shawnee Inn. She will find another place.
Okay.
But we have other stuff coming up.
Yes, and we will give out that information next week so that we'll have everything. But we want to thank all of you. Oh, sorry. We do. One last thing. It's that time to go back to school, y'all.
Yes.
It's that time. It's that time to go back to school.
I'm sorry.
I don't have no kids to send back to
Scratching
school,
my
but we're gonna send everybody kids back to school, right? So we want to get them prepared, right?
We do. We need
wanna
to get them prepared. We got to give them stuff.
Samantha's gonna give you some information about a free back to school giveaway for your children because they are awesome. All right.
Yeah, I just want to say that we're sponsoring a back to school giveaway with Ribbons and Bows gift baskets.
Mm-hmm.
CEO Tawanda Seymour.
Yes, Tawanda.
She has registration starting August 2nd. You must register to receive a basket. She has baskets from preschool all the way to college.
Nice.
And she will have the information on the link to register on her Facebook page, which is Ribbons and Bows on Facebook. You would register there August 2nd. If you don't have Facebook, you can give her a call at her store, which is area code 570-861-9260. Again, the number is 570-861-9260. She will take your information over the phone. Now, registration is from August 2nd to August 16th, and the giveaway starts August 18th.
Cool.
Just one day.
Cool.
It's a one-day giveaway. Once everything's given away, that's it.
So get your registration in for your children,
Right.
you know, because they are going back to school and you want them to go back to school prepared and stuff. And think of it like this. If someone's giving you a gift, that's money you get to save to use on yourself, self-care, okay?
That's
so
right.
get your back to school basket so that you can get your nails done, okay?
That's right.
Or
And
your
Metamorphosis
facial.
will be there
That's
to
right.
help her give those baskets away on August 18th if you care to come by.
Absolutely.
The addresses will be on Facebook. I don't have the address in front of me, but it's here in Stroudsburg on Main Street.
All right. Well, we're about to pack
No,
it up.
611. I'm sorry, not Main Street, 611. I'm sorry.
That's okay. We're about to pack it up and get ready to get out of here and get back home before the rain
And pay our bill at the cafe.
Exactly. Pay our bill at the cafe. But we are so happy that you all, you know, came out to join us in the cafe tonight. We
Yes.
look forward to seeing you again next week. Okay. Have a blessed week, a wonderful night. We love y'all.